Okay, so I'm on live and I'm coming live to you. Hey, Mom. And first, I wanted to say I don't own the music that's playing in the background. And I wanted to come live because I wanted to discuss a few things. And some of the things that I wanted to discuss is raising black boys in America. I know this week has been challenging and tough, especially for a lot of us moms. We've been seeing a lot of the things that's been going on with, the death of George Floyd and just even some of the past deaths that we've witnessed in regards to, I'm gonna say Mike Brown, Walter Scott, just a few to name. And so in that regards, I've been having conversations with my boys, about these things. And I didn't force them to do this. I asked them, I said, hey guys, are you willing to have a discussion and to do a peaceful protest? Because I think that, with all the protests and stuff that are going on, I'm okay with that, but I wanted to do mine a different way. I wanted to do a peaceful protest, and I wanted to have a discussion about it, and I wanted my kids to be, open to having this discussion about it. And so they were. So I wanted to talk to my boys. And so I have all my boys on here on screen, and they were willing to do this, and I got their permission. They wasn't forced. And so as a parent, I pondered on this and I prayed about it, because I am a Christian. And, I was like, okay, God, what do I do? Like, how can I make change, or like, what can I do about this? Because it's an ongoing thing. And, in this day and time, we want, as moms and as parents, I'm going to speak for all parents, or if you're an aunt, or if you're a stepmom, or if you're a grandma, whatever the case may be, we want our kids to be able to have just a basic life. We want them to be able to have, a normal life. We don't want them to be able, we don't want them to have to go out into the world and have to step out the door in fear. And so I'm doing this because I can no longer be silent. I posted on my page the other day that I can't be silent, and I'm not going to be silent. And so this is me coming on doing a peaceful protest. And so with that being said, I talked to my boys, and we talked about it. We had some deep conversations about it. And, they had some things to say. We're going to go over a few questions, and, we're just going to, talk about it. And so one of the perspectives that was a struggle for me whenever I was doing this was the fact that I had a mental battle with this. And, I prayed to God about it because, I was like, well, God, how do I, have this in-depth conversation with my boys about this? And how do I get them to understand what we're dealing with? And so in the midst of this, God basically said to me that we just have to train our children and talk to our children. And so when I was doing my research, because, although I pray to God, I've still put in the work. And so, I was doing my research, and I found that boys as early as the age of 9 years old are being targeted by the police. Well, I'm not going to say all police. I'm just going to say police that are racist. Some of them are racist, and then some of them are good. But boys as early as 9 years old are being targeted because of the color of their skin, because of their body size, and just because the police are scared. They're fearful. And so when I read that, immediately I got really sad, and I got really, I'm not going to say I got angry, but I was sad, and I was just like, wow, like 9 years old. Like, I'm thinking to myself, at 9 years old, a child, they are so innocent. They don't understand what it means to even, be an adult, to be a teenager. Their brains are not even fully developed. They don't understand and comprehend what it means to even understand the definition of racism, what it means to understand the definition of having to interact with the police and to say, okay, I got to act this way or act that way, or I can't say this or I can't say that, or I can't make these hand movements, I can't make these gestures, or I can't do this or I can't do that. So they don't understand that. And so that was a struggle for me. And so then my other perspective that I struggled with, that I had to pray about. Now I want to say this. I prayed about this all week. Like I didn't sleep. And this was last week. I didn't sleep really good all last week, ever since I saw the video of George Floyd. And then he called out his mama. Like I did not rest last week. And so the other thing that I battled with is that we have to explain to our kids that, all cops are not bad. We have to explain to them that just because, we may encounter some bad cops, there are some good cops. Just like there are bad people in the world and there are good people in the world. That's just a part of life. However, with that being said, I think that, and this is just my opinion, I think that there needs to be more in-depth training on the cultural differences within the police academy. And that's just my opinion. And for our children to have to walk around with a target on their back just because of the color of their skin at the age of 9, that is a lot. So your kids are innocent and sweet from birth up until they're 8 years old, the last day of their birthday. And then when they turn 9, they have a target. So, with that being said, I want to ask my boys a couple of questions because I want you guys to hear some of the concerns that our black men and our black young boys are feeling, and their authentic answers. John, you moving the table, and some of their authentic answers. I want you to hear them because I feel like all of this brutality that's going on, all this police brutality that's going on, and all of the riots that's going on, because people are upset. People are fearful, and I get it, and I understand. I do get it, because I was upset too. I was raging too. But I think that we have to figure out a way to work together. Like, we have to figure out a way. We have to figure out a way. Like, there's no other way around it. We got to figure out a way. So all right, so here I go. So I am going to ask Jamarian a question. Jamarian, you ready?
Yeah.
So the first question is, how is seeing or hearing about a black man being discriminated against by the police affecting you?
Seeing that is scary. Just knowing that I could be the next black male being killed on the news or anything.
Okay. John, you want to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It'll make me feel scared because when I grow up and there are still some bad cops, maybe I could be one of those people.
Yeah. Okay. Javon?
Seeing and hearing about it, but it's scary at first because you never know when you're gonna be next.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, my kids, they're especially my teenagers, they're you know, they get a chance to, I know right now because we're in quarantine, they don't really go nowhere, but before that they would leave and, you know, go with their friends, or you know, they would go hang out with their friends or go to, like, you know, skating, just different things they would do. And like that puts you in the place of, okay, like, should I let them go because, you know, of the fact that, okay, they could encounter a situation like this. So just for that, you know, being said, like, it's just a lot of things that we have to ponder on, and a lot of work that needs to be done. So the next question, you know, I wanted to say, how do you think this will affect your future? Javon, can you answer that question?
Yes, it affects the future because like you said before, you never know when you're gonna be next. But and also there could still be some bad cops out there that haven't been prosecuted.
Yeah, they haven't been prosecuted. Yeah, and how does that make you feel, knowing that there are some cops out there that have not been prosecuted, and they're still out there, you know, they're still out there and they still have these motives?
It makes me feel like I can't trust the police.
Exactly. And so that's another part of the problem. Like, now that, and because we're seeing all of this, like, our young people are coming up in the world and they're feeling like they can't trust the police. And so this is where, you know, the work needs to be done. Like, if they can't trust the police now, and then a police officer approaches them, you know, for some odd reason, or, you know, driving by and stops them and, you know, pulls them over for some odd reason, and they don't trust the police, that's going to automatically put a fear in a child. And that's where more training needs to take place on the police officer side. And then as a parent, we have to, you know, of course, we have to, you know, talk to our kids on how to interact with the police. Jamarian, the same question for you. How do you think this will affect your future?
It could affect my future. Like how Javon said, like, there's still cops that haven't been prosecuted. And they can still have that anger, the motive to hurt another black male, kill.
Yeah, exactly. John?
I don't know.
You don't know how this can affect your future? What do you want to take a stab at it? You want to try to answer it?
I would like Javon said and Jamar said.
Anything else?
Not really.
Okay. And see, and this just goes to show right here, like, my baby, this is the baby. Like, he can't, not saying he can't because he's smart, but what I'm saying, like, these type of things, like, he's still growing, he's still maturing, his brain is still, you know, still freaking growing, like. So, but anyway, my last question for you guys is, Jamarian, how do you think we can change the community?
The community?
Yes.
The community, change it?
Yes.
Possibly having, like, let's say if someone gets pulled over. No, I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know how we can change the community? Or how do you think we can make change? How do you think change?
You want to change the world?
Like how we're doing, peaceful.
Peaceful protesting?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you think you as an individual can make change?
Maybe talking to friends, people my age, talking to them. How to talk to police, not to run, follow what they're saying, stuff like that.
Okay. So you're saying, like, maybe form small groups around the community where you can talk to young boys about how to interact with the police?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great start. I think that's an awesome start. Okay. Javon, how do you think you as an individual can make change?
It's just to watch my step and make a group and community on unity and stand up for people like George Floyd.
Okay. So what would that look like for you to be able to stand up for George Floyd? What would that look like?
Non-violent protests, but also stepping up to speak on behalf of black men everywhere.
Great. That's good. John, how do you think you can make change?
By protesting.
And what would that look like for you? Like, how would you protest?
Non-violent.
Nonviolent?
Peaceful.
Peaceful? Okay. So, I mean, I definitely think that's important. Like, you know, my pastor talked about, you know, nonviolent protesting and just peaceful, and just, you know, our kids are going to be the next generation to make change. And so, you know, I'm so glad that my kids aren't afraid to speak up, and I'm so glad that my kids aren't afraid to, you know, to make change. Like, they want to make change and to even come up with solutions. And so if that's something that they want to do, I want to help them do that. And so, and I know there's other moms out there that may want to do the same. If you want to do that, that's something that I definitely want to do. Now, in regards to how we talk to our kids and how we, you know, teach them on how to interact with the police and just different things like that, I think the best thing to do is to just sit down and have a family discussion and to just talk to them and ask them how they're feeling and to get their input, because I think that that's going to spark conversation. It's going to get them thinking. They may not think to the level that you think, because of course we're older and we're wiser, but it's going to get them thinking. And I think the other thing is teaching your kids to do their own research. Like, because just because somebody posts something on social media, or just because someone, you know, you see a video on Instagram or a video on YouTube or whatever, you still need to do your research, and you still want to know your history. You still want to know the truth. So I think reading, you know, in encouraging them and empowering them to do their own research and to read and to become knowledgeable, because the more you know, that's going to help you to get further in life. And then to know their rights as an individual, and to study them. So I definitely encourage my kids to know their rights and to study their rights. I encourage them to, you know, to be polite whenever if they come in contact with a police officer, to be polite. Just be polite. And even if the police officer is, you know, not being polite back, just don't say nothing. Like, you just have to be quiet. Sometimes it's common sense, to be honest. Although it may not be fair, like, it's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair that there are some police out there that have motives. They sign up to be police officers. Yes, I want to sign up to be a police officer, but then they have this negative motive that they want to, you know, take out people of color whenever they get the opportunity. However, yeah, that's not fair. I agree. I know it's not fair. However, the ultimate goal is for our kids to be able to come home daily safe and alive. So in that sense, we have to advocate and protect our kids. And so sometimes we have to tell them, we have to teach them certain things to do. And if that means to tell them to be quiet and don't say nothing back, then that's what if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. And I know a lot of us, I know for me, I talk with my hands. I like to talk with my hands. That's just me. So I have to tell my kids, sometimes you can't interact with the police by talking with your hands. Because we're already, there's already a target. We're already targeted. So you can't use your hands. You can't use your hands. You have to keep your hands where they can see them. So you can't use your hands. And then I teach them that, skin color does not matter. They don't care if you're light skin, dark skin, brown. If you are a person of color, you have a target. To the police officers that have a motive. I'm not speaking on all police officers. I'm speaking on the police officers that have a motive. And unfortunately, we don't know the ones that have a motive until we encounter them. So, with that being said, I just wanted to come on here, and I wanted to do a peaceful protest and advocate for moms that may feel like they're not ready to advocate. Or maybe they feel like they can't advocate. I don't know. But I'm no longer being silent about it. I am going to speak up and speak out. We're having, me and I think Jackie's on here. We are doing a Zoom moms group. Well, not moms. Well, I think it's, yes, for all moms. A Zoom moms group on the 4th of June. And I believe we're doing it at 4 o'clock. I think Jackie, she's going to put the information on there because I don't have it right in front of me. And we're going to be talking about more of these things with more moms. And it's going to be by Zoom. So we have to come together and to try to come up with solutions because I think there are solutions to the problems, but we have to work together to work through the solutions. And then we have to vote. Vote. We all have to vote. So if you need to mail in your ballot to vote, today is the last day to vote. So you need to vote. I voted. Make sure you vote. So, y'all just yawning. Why they yawning? They slept all night. But anyway, I didn't mean to throw everybody off. But yeah, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to just, talk about all of those things so that we can talk about change, because I think change is important. We got to make change. We got to come up with plans. We got to come up with solutions. Thank you, everyone, for putting on here, vote. Yeah, we have to vote. We have to vote. And I'm going to encourage my kids when they get old enough to vote. As soon as my son turns of age, they're going to be voting. Like, we got to vote if we want change. And it starts with the local governments, the local, with even in your counties, you got to vote to get people in there that's going to make the best decisions for everyone, because we want equality amongst everyone, all of our people, everyone. Everyone should have a fair chance at life. Everyone should be able to be treated equally no matter what. No matter the color of your skin, your class, your social class, your status, that shouldn't matter. No matter how much money you got, any of that, you should be treated fairly and equally. So with all that being said, I just wanted to leave you with this scripture. My favorite scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you. So I stand on that scripture. I read it. That's my scripture that I have every day. And I know that God has a plan for us. I know that God has a plan for families. I know that God has a plan for our black men, for our black boys. I know that God has a plan for everyone, no matter the color of your skin. I have friends of all races. So I love everybody. I have friends of all nationalities. I have friends all over. So I just want equality for everyone. So thanks, Heather, for listening. Love you, girl. And I thank everyone for tuning in. And I am wearing a shirt. It's called, let me see, My Sons Are Not Your Target. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm wearing this shirt. My classmate, Lorinda Darnell, she makes these shirts, and I love it. So I got me a shirt. So shout out to her for sending me this shirt. I want to do a ping for her. So yeah, she makes these shirts. And so if you're interested in getting one of these shirts, then let me know and I'll let her know or whatever. Yes. So, and then she also has shirts that says, my grandsons are not your target. Like she has some that says, my daughters are not your target. My daughter is not your target. And after this live, I will put her website, because I don't know her website by heart, because she sent it to me in a text message last night. So I'll put it in here so you guys can get you a shirt. But I'm gonna get another shirt for my girls. But thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone. And also if you could share this video if you think that this is gonna help another mom that wants to, that wants to get involved, to speak up and speak out. Share it, because I think it will help other moms, other families. And I'm doing I'm coming back next week. I'm coming back. Like, I ain't playing. Like, we need to really get busy with this, because this is real. If we want change, we got to be the change. So, I'll be back next week. Me and my girls, we having a tea party next week. We having a tea discussion, and we're gonna talk about this. I'm talking about this with my daughters. I couldn't have all 5 of us on the screen together, so that's why I had to split it up, because I got 5 kids. So I'll be back next week with my girls, and then, like I said, Jackie put the June 4th Zoom discussion that we're having that's coming up. We're gonna be with all the moms. We would love to have y'all on here, and so I'm telling you, like, I'm not being quiet. I'm ready. I'm fired up. So I don't know about y'all, but I love my kids, and I want my kids to have a fair chance at life. A fair chance. That's it. A fair chance. That's it. That's all I want. And so also on June 20th, I am having another mom's meetup. And I wanted to put that out there. I know it's down the line, but I'm putting that out there. We're going to continue. We're going to be talking about some of the same stuff, but it's going to be more in depth. So that's going to be by Zoom as well, but you got to register on Eventbrite. But the registration piece is not set up yet. Once all that gets set up, I'll let you know about that. But if you're ready to join in, let's get it going. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm ready to go. I don't know about y'all. I hope y'all ready to go too. Y'all see my kids moving in the background. They ready to go. So let me go. But love you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Y'all say bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all for watching. My kids ready to go too. So if y'all got some kids that's ready, y'all might want to hit these kids up right here. All right.